Hello and welcome to yet another edition of the Full Force News Burst, brought to you by GeneralsJoes Reborn.com with me as your host, Chris. I'd bloody do it in a heartbeat, McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80. I'm solo again today to report on the news that Eone Music is in talks to produce music for Hasbro's brands. So without further ado, let's get stuck into this news burst. As the coronavirus consumes all in its path, like the germ in that episode of G.I. Joe, it's actually nice to have some non-Earth destroying news for 5 seconds. Eone Music have been in talks with Hasbro regarding the music for all of the toy company's properties as part of the recent acquisition of Eone. Billboard magazine spoke with Chris Taylor, the global president of Eone Music, who discussed that a group of executives met with Hasbro management to present a portfolio of music assets from music supervision and soundtrack production to sync licensing and a production music library. He stated that it's our job to familiarise ourselves with Hasbro's brands, starting with Dungeons & Dragons to Magic the Gathering to Transformers to Monopoly. What a job. Billboard magazine also asked if Eone had been tapped for any of Hasbro's movie franchises, like Transformers or G.I. Joe. Chris Taylor responded saying, "We're in discussions across the board with respect to music needs." He also mentioned that the company were working on song and composer ideas for the feature-length CGI animated My Little Pony movie, slated for a 2021 release, and had been in talks with the Wizards of the Coast Dungeons & Dragons team about any music needs for their trailers and commercials. In addition, Eone looks to be assisting Hasbro's commercial department, Cake Mix Studio, to produce music for the 150 commercials they put out each year. As we are already aware, Martin Todd-Sharrow has been lined up as the composer for the Snake Eyes movie, but it looks as though Eone Music will have a solid foothold in the music creation department for Hasbro brands, if those talks move forward, of course. I mean, I'll do it if it falls through, but I don't think Hasbro could afford me. That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Thank you to my awesome co-host, me. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. And wash your hands. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback or questions. We have also started a Patreon page, so if you want to see your name up in lights on these videos or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.